It has everything here. I think this was the second largest town on Oahu back in the day.
Don't sleep on Wahiawa. This is the coldest place on island. This is like a Florida house. So in this video, we'll get into very inexpensive condos by Hawaii standards, mid-range, smaller plantation homes. Wahiawa is a super mixed bag.
You know, this is an interesting town, and we're just glad to be a part of it. So it's basically, you know, there's the heights versus lower Wahiawa. So
yeah, in our video today, we kind of got into that.
Yeah. Now people are taking pride in the town, and you know, it's a great place.
So we're passing exit 7. I've said it on this channel before, we don't really talk in exits in Hawaii. Have you ever heard anyone refer to an exit as a number until your brother moved to Wahiawa?
Only exit 8.
Exit 8. Because Wahiawa on the map, it's central, it's away from everything. There didn't used to be Launani and Mililani Tech Park to our right. Because all of that stuff didn't exist, Wahiawa was just like the remnants of this plantation community in the middle of the island amongst the pineapple fields and sugarcane fields. I think that's why they say exit 8, because it's out there, it's something different. I didn't know about Wahiawa really till I started doing real estate. So people on this highway, they're either cutting through, or they either live Wahiawa or they're doing business here, or people choose to cut through to go to the North Shore. We have a ride-along guy here in the back with us, a friend and colleague of ours. Wahiawa has like a vibe that towns outside of Army and Navy bases have, yeah. You go to San Antonio, there's probably one of the gates behind the base where it's kind of like this when you go out of the gate. And Schofield being right here, that was another thing. When I would think of Wahiawa, I would think of Schofield. Like, oh, like really local kids, but also Army kids.
Lelehua, basically.
Oh, play soccer.
Like away game at Lelehua.
Let me ask you this. Away game at Lelehua. Did you feel any type of like, you know, when you go like Waianae, like, oh, it might have scrap. Did you feel that?
Had hints of that. Not as strong as Waianae.
Shout outs to Zippies. Somebody from Zippies hit us up. I think we should be sponsored.
At this point, yeah.
What does that even involve?
One video per month. Or,
and then but then what do we get? What do we get? A free chili every week? They should do that. Every time a vlogger is filming, you get free Zippies. I wasn't the listing agent because my former company didn't want me to do a commercial, but I was helping in the background to try and sell this auto shop right here. This is our friend. Shout outs to Lester, our friend from high school. This is he owned that auto and transmission shop. Yeah, so Wahiawa General, I was a patient there. I had COVID. They said it was COVID. I was like, how is this COVID? It was like GI. I was throwing up. I won't get too into it. Like starting a siege. The closest hospital is Wahiawa General. I was just like, just get me an IV, please. People make jokes like, don't go to Wahiawa General because you won't come out. But shout outs to Wahiawa General. They took care of me. Are you counting the macros or what? Well, if you're not watching the diet, we might as well get Kilani brownies. Hi. Can I have no nuts, please?
How many bottles?
3.
That's 15 cents.
Local people especially, tell me, did you know about Kilani Bakery in Wahiawa? And if you do, nuts or no nuts? They sell these brownies and they cut it into rectangles. I'm a no nuts guy. Shout outs to my in-laws who turned me on to this. All right, so we're on Cam Highway or Kamehameha Highway here. California Ave's the next red light there. This is what you catch when you enter. Come through the pearly gates of exit 8. And this is also what you see on the way out, right? The variety of things here. We have auto shop, vape shop, pawn shop over there, Walgreens, Jack in the Box, Zippy's up the street, apartment building with clothes hanging outside, another auto shop. I can't do this video without saying Wahiawa probably has the best Mexican food. Taqueria El Ranchero, probably the best on the island. It's also one in Evo. And this is what you catch when you enter, but then there's also like Royal Palm Drive. Look at that yard. You don't see front yards like that. That's like a Texas front yard. This is like a Florida house. It's just, there's a different charm and character that you can achieve in Wahiawa that you can't achieve elsewhere. So let's get into some more real estate. Have you ever been to like little towns in Texas where they have like a little church like this? Galveston, Texas. It gives you southern vibes. Like, I never thought of Wahiawa in that way. But I guess so. Let's go up Royal Palm Drive. We'll show you the view going down. This is one of the, maybe the most coveted street in all of Wahiawa. Look at that. Plenty parking for your boat. Chimney, backyards. I get a little bit of nosy neighbor vibe. Not in a bad way. And like, how do you know about this community and why you guys have a camera? So this is Royal Palm Drive. You never been here? Nope. You never been here. This is Royal Palm Drive. You can see why it's attractive. I always say that the view of the West Side Mountain Range is underrated. There you go. You don't see these kind of yards in Hawaii. You don't see chimneys. You don't always see every neighbor taking care of their yard in this way. Like you don't catch these vibes everywhere in Hawaii. And I don't think most people think of this when they think of Wahiawa. The monkey pods in the distance, pine trees. I don't know what this kind of tree is called, but it looks nice. There's other yards over there with plenty of parking for multiple trucks and boats. When you think of parking on the grass in the yard, I'll tell a quick story. I was at Disneyland one time. This guy was drunk. They were throwing insults at us because of seemingly the color of our skin. And he goes, they probably have multiple cars parked in their front yard. And I was like, I know what you mean by that. But in a community like this, you know what I'm saying? There's like the cars are parked in the grass, but it's charming in a way. It's not that. I don't know. Something special about this. And I could tell from the way these guys were like, whoa, I've never been here. Who doesn't want that yard and those lanais and balconies? Like, look at Auntie, Grandma over here. The Japanese grass, like the one you can walk on it, your feet don't get dirty because it's so thick. What are those? Those are like types of ginger plants? Those the red ones? That's like the Halekoa, the Hilton in Waikiki is landscaped like that and manicured like that. Don't sleep on Wahiawa. Well, let's talk about Wahiawa prices in general. So in this video, we'll get into some of the lowest price stuff on Oahu. Very inexpensive condos by Hawaii standards, mid-range, smaller plantation homes that you might still be able to find. Well, you might be able to find a smaller single family 800s, maybe even 7s, depending. Well, and there's a lot of homes in disrepair in Wahiawa too. So you might find something for $670 or something that, you know, to flip, or an off-market deal for $500 or something. But in terms of a more habitable home on the MLS, probably not 7s anymore, probably into the 8s. When you get into a community like this, I mean, these homes don't go for sale, so it'd probably take some research to throw out comps. But if I had to guess, I mean, like that home, 1.8? Less than 1.8? I don't know. Because you were selling that one on Kamehameha. You're selling that for like 1.1 or something. I don't know what ADU situation's going on. But with that square footage, just lot size, Royal Palm Drive view, etc., I think we're going north of 1.5. Some of these smaller homes, probably more in the 1.1 to 1.2 range, depending on yard and stuff. If we're saying that your typical start, you know, beginner level single family home is 800,000, 900,000, $1 million, and then we're saying 1.2 on the low end, in this general area, that's 20% higher than the average. Now, these aren't actual market statistics, these are just our feels. Let's drive down Royal Palm Drive, look at some more of this, and then we'll check out California Ave. We're standing in front of Santo Loco. It's kind of like a hipster's longboarder surf shop kind of thing. I think the church runs this. And then down there is Surfer's Coffee. My friends, mentioned them multiple times on the channel, Jordan and Tyler, they did this surfing, I'm pretty sure they did it through here, surfing the nations thing. So this church group has this thing where they go surf Bali, and like a church mission travel mixed with surfing for people. I'm not really sure how it works. It's an interesting area. Sometimes you see people on the street corners over here with like these Jesus signs saying you need to be saved and repent and things of that nature. We just saw a police car jet through all the traffic and park at surfers. So Hawaiian word of the day, we're gonna go be miele, nosy. He just pulled a guy over. So one thing about Hawaii, it's interesting because we're very unincorporated. Like our ramen shops and our okazuya and these places are small businesses, you know. But at the same time, we're very incorporated in terms of, you know, your coffee shops and your restaurants. There's a lot of fast food. There's Starbucks everywhere. In my opinion, Surfer's Coffee is one of the cooler coffee shops on the island. Independent, not corporate. Let me check it out. Oh, just saw one of the guys from the gym. Low-key, one of my gym idols. The guy's strong. Yeah, this is a cool spot. They have music sometimes over there. Pictures of Duke Kahanamoku, which I named my son after Duke. There used to be like a prevalence of sex industry stuff right here. I don't remember because I was younger. We didn't really come here. The church owning this block now, it definitely has a different vibe. I like it. We dig it. The only thing though, gotta be real, parking sucks around here. So depending on the day, time of day, it can be hard to park. But other than that, super cool spot. Hi, you know what? I'm gonna have a bacon and spinach burrito. Oh, no more.
No more burritos right now.
Yeah, we had Kilani brownies earlier. So yeah. We're here at, is this called Wahiawa District Park? I think it's Wahiawa District Park. So I help to coach my kids' basketball club, just assistant coach. We have games in there, football, kids practicing over here, all the parents, you know, with their chairs out, some of the dads, you know, drinking as is at sports things, picnicking, playing basketball and stuff over there. A lot of people in the community are using this park in the afternoons. I just stopped here because when I think of Wahiawa, one of the things I think of is a stronger football culture. I know other parents and their kids play tackle football over here and they're getting groomed to go to Mililani High School, which just beat Kahuku, the epitome of Hawaii high school, public school football, and Mililani just beat them. So shout outs to Mililani. Even the coach, I don't know his name, hopefully he watches this. I think he's the high school coach at Lelehua High School. He has another like junior squad out here, and they're all females playing against the boys. Freaking kids are good. So point is a little bit of that like Kahuku, Texas, like God, football, and family type of vibe. A little bit of that in Wahiawa too. Okay, so just to show you the range in Wahiawa. Wahiawa is an interesting area. As an apartment building investor, you can buy some commercial stuff. You can also buy less expensive fee simple stuff. There's leasehold and there's fee simple. Long story short, leasehold, you own the four walls but not the land or a proportionate interest in the land. You're actually renting, leasing the land. Fee simple is what you normally think of real estate. You own the land, you own the property. Typically, anytime we see something, someone calls us and like, oh, get this thing for 100,000 or 199 or 215. A lot of times those are leasehold properties because property in Hawaii just doesn't get that cheap typically. I haven't done my research on this one. My buddy who's riding along with us today said they almost took a listing in here. I guess 235 Koa Street is some of the least expensive, more affordable fee simple stuff in all of Wahiawa. But you know, different aesthetics. Bars on windows, different style than Royal Palm Drive. We can zoom over there. Clotheslines outside of the balcony there to dry your clothes. You know, you can find a range of different styles in Wahiawa. This is Hawaii. This is home. We love it all. I don't know what video it was. I think it was the Kapiolani one. They're like, oh, what kind of cars? And this person goes, I can see Derek driving a Prius and Mahi driving a 4Runner. So not because of that comment, but recently picked this up from Tony Group. So we'll probably do a video in the future on how to ship your car if you're gonna get here. And without a car, where you should buy a car. Or if you're local, hit up my contacts. One of our fans from this channel, he works at the Tony Group Autoplex and I can connect you with him. They gave me a good deal on this Nissan. True story, I just wanted to go off-road, so I just went on this hill right here. Tamura's is one of the places, right, to get poke, pipikaola, boiled peanut, edamame, Wahiawa kind things in the back, lifted trucks, slamming music. The reason why we stopped here too is behind Tamura's, a little bit of a less known spot. Everybody knows about California Ave. Not less people know about Royal Palm. They're gonna know about it after today. Everyone knows Kamehameha Highway and kind of the things going on there. Shout outs to my clients, Drew and Katie, Coast Guard couple, friends of mine. When they were looking to buy, there was an older, like well-maintained, like a probate sale. The people had passed, but they still had like a stainless steel stove, or sorry, stainless steel counters and like pink paint and stuff from the 70s. It was quaint, you know, it was nice, it was cool, and it was right back here. And maybe we can even lift the drone up and look at the proximity of Lake Wilson and the homes there. Check it out. So it's too late, but if I hadn't prompted you and I say, what do you think of when you think of Wahiawa? Would fruit trees have come up in the top 5? If Mahi was here, I guarantee. Yeah, we could call her right now. She's sick today. But I bet you, you know, it'd be like homes with bigger yards, older homes, sometimes quaint, sometimes not. Cheaper homes, Lake Wilson, California Ave, somewhere in there, fruit trees would come up. On this back side of Tamura's, on this side of Wahiawa, think of how close it is. So like right behind those trees is Lake Wilson. I've mentioned Lake Wilson a couple times. Hawaii is one of the only places in the country, South Florida and Hawaii, where you can catch peacock bass, or in Hawaii we call them two canary. So we actually have a small freshwater fishing scene on Oahu, and that's back there. It's mostly stinky, dirty reservoir water, if I'm being honest, but good fishing. Aside from that, when I think of Wahiawa, I sometimes think of fruit trees, whether it be mango, avocado. Hawaii has its different kind of big, creamy avocado, one of the different breeds than your regular Hass avocado. And I think of lychee trees. This is just a fat, huge, productive lychee tree. Shout outs to Drew and Katie because they were looking at a home around the corner. At one point, I discovered this lychee tree and I always think about it. There's this romanticism, whether you live in Hawaii and you're like, I want to buy a house with fruit trees, or especially coming from the mainland and you're like, I want sun, ocean, palm trees, fruit trees. That's cute, but they bring rats, they bring more pests. It comes with its problems too. Who's gonna clean up the thousands of lychee that fall and drop? If you want to go sell it, or your kids want to have a lychee stand or something, that's amazing. Like instead of lemonade stand, lychee stand. Go on Cam Highway on the way to North Shore, pop open your truck, put a table, people, you'll sell a ton of them. For me, I'd rather you have the lychee tree and me come and buy it from you. If that's your thing and you're gonna spend time doing that, Wahiawa is a good place for that because you see how green and lush, we're the most elevated. We didn't really talk about it earlier, but you see the chimneys? This is the coldest place on island. I've heard like urban legends of like, no bruh, there's been like snow in Wahiawa. I don't know if that's true. Maybe on the top of the mountain. It's Mililani adjacent, right? Or I should say Mililani is Wahiawa adjacent. So Mililani gets really cold like this too. You lead the organization, that nonprofit that bought up this block, basically? Yeah. Mm-hmm. I thought I saw something, was it in Surfers or something, that there was a prevalence of like sex industry on this block before?
So this was kind of the epicenter of the whole sex industry, maybe in all of Oahu. There's the bar, 24-hour porn shop, the liquor store, the strip club, and the brothel in the back. I had a stall shower and the poles and everything. So we were able, as a nonprofit, to purchase all of this and basically bring transformation to Wahiawa.
It's different than it used to be. And
sure.
A lot of that is you see Surfers Coffee right when you come in.
Our whole thing is about surfers giving back. So everything that we do is to bring a change to the community. And if you don't care who gets the credit, then the whole equation changes. It makes giving back fun. They did an article on us. It's in the Honolulu magazine. And it basically says that Surfing the Nations reinvented the town. I would never personally use that, because I think that's a little, it's outside the box, but that's the transformation that took place.
But it's nice if someone else wants to write that.
This is an interesting town, and we're just glad to be a part of it. So it's basically, there's the heights versus lower Wahiawa. So
in our video today, we kind of got into that. Yeah.
So we always want to make sure that this isn't a reflection of that, but this is independent on its own. But now people are taking pride in the town, and it's a great place. Right. It has everything you can imagine and better, and it's going to get bigger and better because they're building all kinds of new stuff. I did a little flyer that says, "I love Wahiawa." And somebody looked at it and go like, they couldn't even believe that something like that is in print, because so many people have a bad impression of Wahiawa, and then when they see the transformation, then it's like people are falling in love and people are wanting to move here.
I understand that, right? Like the tow truck driver that was harassing my wife and all. Like I get it. But there's also parts of Wahiawa that are achieve like a quaintness that Hawaii Kai could never, that Manoa couldn't. Wahiawa has its thing, it has its charm too. So
yeah, well, it has Lake Wilson, and we have peacock bass, world-class
we talked about that.
It has everything here. I think this was the second largest town on Oahu back in the day. It's a city within a city, and it's on the top of the hill. So it's the light on top of the hill. And this is the gateway to the North Shore.
That's concise and clear. Uncle Tom, thank you.
Tell your wife I'm glad.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, the tow truck guy has been going at it until I save people, because he'll park in the parking lot as soon as they walk this way.
All right, so quick shout outs to Ohana Sub. Surfers Coffee, we love you, but you didn't have food and we're hungry. If you need anything in real estate, go to coreteamhawaii.com. We'll put it on the page. Go to coreteamhawaii.com, scroll to the very bottom, fill out the contact form. Most days, most hours, my assistant will reach out pretty immediately, ask you a series of questions. We'll get started, you get connected with me and or the team. If you need real estate somewhere else, still hit us up. We can refer you. Thank you for watching.